Alright, welcome back everybody to a, I guess you could say, material version of beam builds. All joking aside, I'm working on some mounts. I'm going to try to move my equipment for the jet as far forward in the nose as possible, just to prevent coming out tail heavy and having to add weight to the nose. So what I did was I cut a mount for the Futaba Robi battery backer, and it's pretty flimsy stuff, you know. Put a couple little blocks back here for extra bite for your screws, but this is going to go above the landing gear, which I can kind of show you here what the intent is. Bear with me for a second here. Alright, so if you kind of see in there, this is going to go up in here at an angle forward of this line. I can't get it in there because it's got to be trimmed to fit, but it's going to go basically above the nose strut once it's up, and it's going to be kind of angled like that, and the batteries are going to be in the nose, and then this will run to the actual on and off LCD, and it's going to be kind of facing just like that in the front of the jet. And I used this 1/8 ply. It's kind of flimsy, and what I was going to do, just because I got the materials that I need to get rid of before they go bad, was I was going to laminate this piece with some carbon fiber. I've got resin and stuff that if I don't use it, it's going to go bad. So also I'm going to glue these little guys in here. I took some pictures of them. I went ahead and angled the actual the mounts, so they kind of, because the fuselage is kind of curved, so they sit in there nice. And you can kind of see just some little small thin ply that I used to hold these guys in. I'm going to glue these in with just some regular, I've got this this stuff right here. It's good stuff. This Z-epoxy stuff. It's a quick shot, they call it. It takes 5 minutes to set up. It's really strong, and it sets really fast for these little jobs, so you don't have to sit there and hold it in place. It's kind of like you know, your high saws, because it doesn't run. It will, but it's thicker, so it doesn't run as bad. So that's what I'm going to do while this is curing, and I'm going to continue working on getting the equipment installed. I'm not going to use this thing. You know, they got so much crap stuck in here. I would rather just had a solid sheet, 2 solid sheets like this, and just cut them how I needed, because I'm not going to put my UAT on this board. It's going to be closer back to the tanks, and everybody's equipment's different, so this is kind of a waste for me. But I'm going to use this. I'm just going to use one. This is going to be in the front. I'm going to have the switch and my air valves and stuff on it. There's not going to be much on this. Fill ports for the air systems, and this one goes right behind the nose gear, and then the on and off switch is going to be this guy. It's going to be mounted in here like this, and I'll have the air indicators with the fill valves, sequencer, and then of course the servos with the Robart two-way valves. But some products that I use, I got a buddy lives in Dothan. He's real good at fabricating stuff. He builds carbon fiber wheelchairs and stuff like that. Real good guy. And he kind of got me onto a company that sells some resins, and you can get it in small volumes, and it's pretty cheap. And I can get carbon fiber, you know, the pill plies, you know, this stuff's for kind of your glassy, kind of smooth finish, and then you got the porous. I'm actually going to use the kind of the glassier finish on this one, because I just haven't used it yet. I've been doing that, and they have everything that you can use, and I don't know the company's name, but it's good stuff. It's a lot cheaper. I mean, I bought tons of carbon fiber, the the absorbent material, the peel ply, and these two little part A, part B bottles and it was only like $100 something. It was ridiculously cheap. So that's what I'm gonna use, and I'm just doing this because I need to strengthen this up, and like I said, I need to use this stuff before it goes bad. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let this cure while I do and move on to other things. So just to kind of show you, get a little mix going on here. Let's see. Turn this on. It's a 2-to-1 resin, and I already put the part A in there. I put 100 ounces of that stuff in there, so I'm going to basically do half of that. So I'm going to do 50 more ounces of the hardener, and then and I'm mixing up way more than I'm going to use, but that's just because like I said, I got to use it or it's going to go bad, and I got extras of it because I got the stuff and then I deployed, so gotta hurry. It's supposed to have a shelf life of a year. I've had it for about that, but it's not like I'm using it for anything that's going to be critical. So, but yeah, good stuff. It works good as good as Weston or the West System stuff, and you know, West System, it's pretty expensive stuff. Good stuff, but it's just costly and it's hard to get. Of course, now that DreamWorks carries it, it's a little bit makes it easier for us hobby guys to get it instead of having to go to a marine shop. But I just ordered this straight from that company. Get a good mix here. Yeah, kind of the neat aspect to my job, being in the military. I get to fly. I get to go all over the world, and usually I carry some RC stuff with me. So I've flown all over the world. You know, RC planes, RC helicopters, more helicopters than planes because it's just easier to carry some helicopters. You know, spent some years in Korea, flew over there, Iraq, flew RC helicopters in Iraq, Afghanistan. This last deployment, flew some small little planes over there. But I get to travel around, even here in the States, to different places, and I get to go to a lot of clubs, and I meet a lot of people, make a lot of friends, and you know, I got a buddy like I said, the guy that turned me on to this stuff, real good guy, and you know, I got a real good buddy in Savannah, Paul. He calls me all the time, and we talk about this and that. Real good guy, and that's kind of what kept me into the jet stuff was my buddy Paul. You know, he talked me out of getting out of it almost, so decided to give it another go. And like I said, he's a real good guy, and he flies with Global Jet Club. He's like a team pilot. Him and Jose do a lot of flying together and everything because they're kind of on the East Coast. He lives in Savannah. Real good guy. All right, that's enough mixing, I think. All right. Out of the way. Toothbrush here, a little brush. Just paint this stuff on. Get a good coat. I know the wood's going to absorb some of this, so I'll put it on pretty thick. Clean it up later. Oh yeah, made a lot extra of this stuff. Sitting here watching the Bama and Mississippi State game. Roll Tide. gonna go back and ooh, that slips through so easy. Over coverage there. Get a napkin here. Stand right. There we go. All right. Go over here. Throw some epoxy down. I'll get some of this off. I'll squeegee a little bit of it off, but get a good coat on. Let it soak into the actual wood here. And I'll just throw a book on this and with the peel ply on top of that just to kind of give it that smooth feeling. Alright. So let me shift this over here. Yeah, I put the jet together last night and just kind of picked it up, and I know I don't have much equipment in it, but it's definitely going to be a tail heavy kind of thing, so that's why I decided to move all as much equipment as far as I can. I hate adding weight to things when I can. I like to try to just use the equipment itself to balance the jet. So, alright, that should be good.
15 minutes can save you 15% or more.
Alright.
Everybody knows that.
And this non-textured peel ply will give it that more kind of glossy finish. And this is just I'm just going to do this so I can get it flipped over. Alright, there we go. And shoot. The thing about using an old book here, it's great for mixing up epoxy on, and then you just tear a sheet off when you're done with it. I'm going to put 2 of these over here just in case. You don't need much weight, just a little. I don't know if that's even going to do it. I have to put something else on that. But this will take probably, once it sets up a little bit, I'll take some scissors and just trim out that excess area. Let it get tacky, and then you can just cut it with scissors. Makes it real easy. But just a little goofy video, kind of showing you what's going on. Like I said, I'm going to work on getting all the lines ran, get the tanks put in tonight. All the servos are in. I'm kind of on hold till the servo arms get here. But I did want to show you this. These are the elevators. Just something to note for you guys. It's kind of hard to see in instructions. If you didn't pay attention, you'd miss it. But these servos, they go in. There's no holes drilled, so you push the servo in. The head of the servo is pointing this way, so you have to put the servo arm on before you can install the servo. So all the other servos go in with the head facing towards the jet, not the tip of the wing. And all the servos have the output shaft closest to the control surface. So the output shaft where the servo arm goes on will be at this side of the servo, not up here. So shortens your distance for your rod, plus it allows you to have to cut a thinner area so you get more servo arm out of the wing. Prevents you from using having to use a long servo arm. But that's about it. Kind of a long video, random stuff, but I'll get back to getting the servos installed while the mount cures up, and then once it's cured, I'll trim it to fit the shape of the fuselage and get it glued in with some high sol. I'll probably put some ply blocks in there just to kind of support it on each side. But you guys take it easy. Let me get back to building and watching the football game. Later.